They never knew your strength. They thought they did. They thought they understood your limits, your breaking points, your fears. But they measured you with the weight of their own weakness and expected you to collapse beneath it. They threw you into storms, believing the thunder would silence you. They dimmed the lights around you, thinking the darkness would swallow you whole. They tightened the walls, convinced you would suffocate before you ever learned how to breathe again. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still rising. And if they had known, if they had even suspected, the depth of your resilience, they never would have dared to push you that far. See, they expected you to fall apart. They expected the weight of betrayal to shatter you. They expected loneliness to devour you. They expected the silence to become your prison. They thought you'd fold the moment life grew heavy. They thought you'd quit the moment you felt alone. They thought you'd disappear the moment they withdrew their support. They looked at your kindness and mistook it for fragility. They looked at your silence and mistook it for weakness. They looked at your patience and mistook it for surrender. What they failed to understand was this: your softness was never a sign of weakness. Your silence was never a sign of defeat. Your patience was never a sign of fear. In reality, you were studying the battlefield. You were mastering the pain. You were sharpening the very parts of yourself they underestimated. Reality didn't match their expectations, not even close. Because while they waited for you to break, you were reconstructing yourself into a version they never imagined could exist. Think back for a moment. Think of those nights when the world felt painfully loud, yet you felt painfully unseen. When every path seemed blocked, every door seemed locked, every voice around you felt distant. You walked through chaos with wounds nobody knew about. You carried storms inside you while pretending the sky was clear. You smiled through battles no one else had to fight. But those moments, those nights, those invisible wars, they changed you. There were days when you questioned yourself, questioned your strength, questioned your purpose. But somehow, without applause, without reassurance, without anyone noticing, you kept going. And in that quiet, something profound happened. You adapted, you evolved, you learned how to endure pain without losing yourself. You learned how to carry weight without bending under it. You learned how to rebuild without waiting for permission. You stepped into the fire, not to burn, but to forge. You stood inside the darkness, not to hide, but to see what you were truly made of. You embraced the chaos, not to surrender, but to transform. Your heart became wiser. Your mind became sharper. Your soul became unshakable. And slowly, quietly, powerfully, you changed. You became the kind of person who rises even when the world expects you to fall. The kind of person who grows even in places where nothing should survive. The kind of person who walks through flames and emerges carrying light. They never knew your strength, but you were starting to. And strength, true strength, doesn't roar. It whispers, it builds, it waits. It sits inside you like a sleeping giant, waking up a little more each day. Then something happened. You changed so much, you grew so strong, you rose so high that the world around you began to notice. And they noticed first. The same people who doubted you, the same people who underestimated you, the same people who expected your downfall. They started to feel something unusual, a discomfort, a confusion, a fear. They didn't understand how someone they dismissed so easily could climb so far. They didn't understand how someone they tried to break could become so unbreakable. They didn't understand how someone they counted out had the strength to rewrite the story. And beneath their confusion was something deeper, something darker. Regret. Regret that they misread you. Regret that they pushed the wrong person. Regret that they lost access to someone who was always real, always loyal, always strong. They never thought you'd make it this far. They never thought you'd rise this high. They never thought you'd become someone they couldn't control, couldn't manipulate, couldn't limit. And now they watch you from a distance, wondering, how did they survive everything we threw at them? How did they turn all of that pain into power? How did they become someone unstoppable? What they don't realize is this: every challenge they gave you, every wound they left you with, every lie they told, every door they shut, all of it became fuel, all of it became fire, all of it became part of your transformation. Did they really think you'd stay broken? Did they really think you'd stay silent? Did they really think your story ended where they left you? If so, they were painfully wrong. Because this, right here, is where your story shifts. This is where your strength becomes undeniable. This is where your presence becomes unshakable. This is where your rebirth becomes visible. You started moving differently, thinking differently, choosing differently. You began protecting your peace like it was sacred. You began guarding your energy like it was gold. You began giving your time only to those who deserved it. Your boundaries grew sharper, your standards grew higher, your confidence grew louder. You learned that not every battle needs your response. Sometimes the greatest power is silence. Sometimes the greatest revenge is indifference. Sometimes the greatest comeback is simply choosing yourself. And as you rose, you discovered something extraordinary. The peace you were searching for had been waiting inside you all along. Every step you took toward self-respect brought you closer to freedom. Every moment you chose healing over ego brought you closer to clarity. Every time you walked away from what weighed you down, you stepped deeper into your destiny. Your transformation wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it wasn't performed for applause. It was internal, intentional, inevitable. And now you walk with a kind of calm that terrifies those who once tried to break you. You walk with a strength they cannot understand. You walk with a fire they cannot extinguish. You wear your scars like armor. You wear your lessons like crowns. You wear your resilience like wings. You are no longer reacting, you're choosing. You are no longer chasing, you're attracting. You are no longer proving, you're becoming. And every step you take shakes the ground beneath those who doubted you. And now, this moment right here, you stand at the edge of a completely new chapter. Not the broken version of you, not the doubting version of you, not the version of you trying to survive, but the awakened version, the sharpened version, the unstoppable version. This is where you claim everything they said you couldn't have. This is where you rise to heights they never imagined for you. This is where you become the storm they thought would destroy you. Look at how far you've come. Look at everything you've endured. Look at everything you refused to give up on. You turned your pain into purpose. You turned your wounds into wisdom. You turned your setbacks into strength. They thought your story was over, but you were just getting started, and now the world sees what they never did. A force, a fighter, a survivor, a warrior, a leader, someone capable of building, rising, loving, healing, becoming. They never knew your strength, but now it shines so brightly they can't avoid it. And here's the most powerful truth of all. You no longer need them to. So listen carefully. Your journey is not defined by who tried to break you. Your value is not determined by who failed to see it. Your future is not controlled by those who doubted your potential. You are stronger than they ever knew. You are wiser than you once believed. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. And now, right now, is your moment. Stand tall. Walk forward. Carry the strength they never saw, the strength they never understood, the strength you always had. This is your rebirth. This is your rise. This is your reminder. They never knew your strength, but now the entire world will. But listen, there's something even deeper that you need to understand about this journey you've walked. Strength isn't just about surviving the storms. It isn't just about standing when everything around you collapses. It isn't just about smiling through the pain or pretending you're fine. Your strength, your real strength, is in what you became while no one was watching. People saw the events. People saw the hardships. People saw the external chaos. But they didn't see what was happening inside you. They didn't see the nights when you found yourself crying, yet you still whispered, "Tomorrow I rise." They didn't see the mornings when your heart felt heavy, yet you still stood up, still dressed, still walked into the same world that disappointed you the day before. They didn't see the choices you made, the choices that reshaped the entire architecture of your soul. They never saw the battles you fought quietly. They never saw the wars you won silently. They never saw the victories you kept to yourself. And honestly, that is where your real power lies, because the strongest people are not the loudest. They're not the ones screaming their strength to the world. They're the ones who rise again and again, with no audience, no applause, no support, just pure inner fire. There is something almost divine about a person who chooses to grow in darkness, who chooses to heal without hurting others, who chooses to move forward without needing revenge. That kind of strength is rare. That kind of strength is sacred. And that kind of strength you carry. But let me tell you something else. Your strength is going to intimidate people who still live in their weakness. Your clarity is going to irritate people who are confused. Your growth is going to challenge people who stayed stagnant. Don't shrink. Don't dim your light. Don't apologize for becoming someone they never believed you could be. Because the truth is, not everyone wants you strong. Not everyone wants you healed. Not everyone wants you rising. Some people feel safer when you're broken. Some people feel more powerful when you're small. Some people feel more confident when you doubt yourself. But that version of you is gone. You've stepped into a new identity, a new strength, a new power. You're not the same person they walked away from. You're not the same person they betrayed. You're not the same person who used to second guess everything. You're different now. You're wiser now. You're unshakable now. And the more you rise, the more you'll feel parts of your old self shedding away. The self that needed validation, the self that lowered standards, the self that feared loneliness, the self that tolerated disrespect. That old self did its job. It kept you alive long enough to meet the version of you who can finally live. And this new you, this powerful, elevated, unstoppable you, exists because you walked through everything they thought would destroy you. They thought the heartbreak would end you. Instead, it opened your heart to yourself. They thought the losses would weaken you. Instead, they made space for better things. They thought the silence would confuse you. Instead, it taught you how to listen to your own soul. Every pain became a teacher. Every setback became a step. Every ending became a beginning. And now, there is a fire inside you that nothing and no one can put out. You walk differently, speak differently, think differently, glow differently. You're not loud, but your presence is felt. You're not bragging, but your progress is visible. You're not chasing, but everything meant for you is coming closer. They never knew your strength, and maybe it's better that way. Because now, they'll see it not in your words, but in your transformation. Not in what you say, but in what you do. Not in who you were, but in who you've become. So keep rising, keep growing, keep becoming. Your story is just beginning. Your power is just awakening. Your destiny is just unfolding. And soon, the world will understand what they never did. You were never weak. You were just underestimated. And underestimated people, they don't just rise. They ascend. They evolve. They become unstoppable.